guys, welcome to DevOps School. In this video tutorial we are going to learn about Datadog.
But before we begin, let me inform you few things about us. DevOps School is one of the leading platforms which offers DevOps, cloud and containers technology training and certification programs for freshers and established professionals who wish to update and consolidate their skills in the dynamic IT scenario. We ensure that the training solutions are delivered by highly experienced domain experts with practical working experience in various verticals. Check out the dates and enroll with us for our upcoming batches. For more info, link and contact details are mentioned in the description below.
Okay, so let's get started with Apm. Apm overview. What is Apm then? So Apm, which is stand for Application Performance Management. Break it out. Application, yes, your applications, the one which you want to run for your organizations. Performance, I think I don't have to tell you, but management, you know that, correct? So how to manage the performance of application, not now, over the period of time. That is Apm, the discussion which we are going to make. So these are the questions which you have. Now each one of us, including myself and you guys also, try to find out the answers for it. And if you have an answer yes, that means you don't need this session. You are already having everything in place. If you say no or not sure, then I think this session will be helpful for you. So the question is very simple. Are you measuring real end user experiences on our website today? Are you having any measurement criteria? How is the experience for the end user? Yes, no, not sure. So SLA is a part of, there is an agreement, okay? SLA means there is an agreement which happens between your company and end users of your applications. So are you meeting with the customer's SLA? Yes, no, not sure. Is your app delivering consistent response time across users and geographies? Let's say I'm accessing the facebook.com from USA, you are accessing from Europe, someone else is accessing from the India. So are we all getting the consistent time response from Facebook or Amazon or whatever it is? Do you have that details? Are we having any underperforming regions? Like let's say there is one region from there when you access the website is very slow. Do you know that which is underperforming regions? Do we have a web performance plan in place to correct those problems? Is our website delivering consistent user experience regardless of browser type? Not only geography, not only devices, but browser also. Do you know how our website response time and availability compare to with your competitions? Like Amazon versus Flipkart, which is, by the way, which one you find opening up faster? Which one, Flipkart or Amazon? Which user experience is good? Amazon. So I think Amazon is winning here. Yeah. Can we quantify how third-party technology and services such as ad networks and payment processes are impacting your site performances? See, for the payment processing, you have to go out of the Amazon. You have to go out of Flipkart. So how much time it's taking? Is it really impacting the overall performance of your site experiences? Do you know that? Can we monitor and troubleshoot problems of our mobile app using the same APM tool that we use for our web application? So yeah, these are the questions. So if you have to assess and then see that if you have a yes, then it's okay, everything is in place. No, not sure, then we'll move on to the second thing, and that is where we are going to discuss about APM. So the question is, what is the response time of my request? 300 milliseconds or 7.5 milliseconds? Remember that you may be from the different geography. You may be using different devices, maybe laptop, iPad, or Android or iPhone, whatever it is. Maybe from the different ISPs, different load balancer, different web server, different microservices, different application services, different database, different third-party gateways, third-party applications. So your request may travel through the different places, but someone is getting the response time in 300 milliseconds. Wonderful, that's superb. But someone is getting the response time in 7.5 seconds. That is a problem. What is your job? If you are in the world of APM world, what is your job? You know what? Your job is why 7.5 second for some of the customer, and this is the work on daily basis you will do that. Why some of our customers are not having right user experiences with my website, why the response time is higher, we need to troubleshoot where is the problem is in the browser, devices, network, load balancer, application server, code, database, third party elements, where is the problem. So this is causing 7.5 second, and this is your job actually in the APM world. Your job is to find out why the response time is not under your threshold, not under your SLO. So, guys, if you ask me, Rajesh, you are teaching me these other technology, what I'm going to do? Simple, you have an answer. You need to find out why 7.5 second for this customer. He's very angry right now. You have to find out the root cause for it. You have to work with the development team, engineering team, support team, IT team, and everyone, and we have to solve this problem so this user can also be satisfied, and your SLA and SLO can be matched. Are you understanding, all of you?
S-
Yeah. So yes, how to find a culprit? How to find a culprit? Where is the problem? The problem in the code, application server, runtime environment, servers, infrastructure. Where is the problem? We need to find out. There are lots of data sources are available where we can get this information. Lots of it. But before that, you will ask me, Rajesh, why this performance is very critical? What would happen, let's say, if you delay the website response time by 1 second or 2 second or 3 second? What is a big deal? Application is running, right? It is it's accessible. If it is delayed, then what's the problem? Look at this. This is stats I copied from the US survey. 1 second delay in response time can reduce conversion by 7%, views by 11%, and customer satisfaction by 16%. So if you think performance is not very critical, so you have it. Are you ready for losing the 7% conversion, page views by 11%, and customer satisfaction of 16% just by delaying 1 second? If you are ready, then I think you are good. But if you're not ready, then you have to focus on it. More than 51% of online consumer in the US said that site slowness is the top reason they will abandon the purchase. When online service fails, 75% of the consumer move to another channel, which can lead to millions of lost dollars. Let's say I'll ask you one very simple question. You have every morning you must be rushing, reaching to the office. I know that because we all do that. And when you go to the office and you book a Ola app, or let's say Uber, you're booking Uber app, and if Uber is not responding only for a few seconds, what would you do? Tell me. If Uber is not responding only for a few seconds, which we are using
Move on to
consistent
seconds. Move on to
Ola.
second app.
Yes.
Yes.
So nowadays you cannot expect the honesty and from the consumers, because they can move immediately. If HDFC Bank is not good, they will immediately move to ICICI Bank. Just one credit, sorry, one debit and one credit in another account. That's all. So it's like that. So online service is very critical and performance is very critical for that. So now the question is how to monitor distributed performance monitoring. Distributed is a critical word actually, because nowadays you are not running application in one server. I told you there's so much of changes has happened from last 20 years. You got the internet, we got the microservices concept, we got the DevOps, we got the container, we got the Kubernetes, we got the lots of changes in the programming itself. Now API based and all stuff like that. So much of changes which is happening in this. So all of your application which is not running in the one place centralized way, it's a distributed across the world, across the region, across the country. So how do you monitor this performance monitoring? And this process we call it a APM, application performance monitoring. So the process which which has which helps you to manage and measure the performance of your application with the help of multiple tools and processes. That process we call it application performance monitoring. So in as part of the APM, you'll have a multiple tools and multiple processes. One of the tools which I'll teach you, which is Datadog, right? So application performance management. So this is the things. So as part of application performance management, what are the things you're going to do? So you're going to test in the user experience. You're going to find out runtime application architecture. You're going to find business transaction. You're going to deep dive component monitoring. You're going to deep dive analytics reporting and many things you're going to do that. So area of focus and potential benefit. So this is called application performance management. Look at this. This image is very good. I don't remember where I got this image, but one of the best image I have for APM. Look at this. You have a different customers, different devices and different browser, different ISPs, different data centers, different CDNs, different front end, different back end, different microservices, and your request is traveling through the various ways, and then you are getting response. So how do you manage this application performance management? How do you get it? So you have to monitor for the browser level, network level, load balancer level, web level, app level, database level, third party level. Everywhere you have to get this app APM done, and then only you will get the real picture of your response time. Right now? Right now?
Yes.
So that is our job actually. This is our job. We need to find out where is the problem. Where is the problem which is causing the response time for the certain user 7.5 seconds. Look at this. This is also a very good image. I love this image by the way. So this is the architecture level image, like a external components, all this thing. But this is a code level image. So when you call the code level, one function call another function, another function call another functions, like that, code level. So tell me one thing, look at it, this image carefully, and tell me where is the problem? Where is the problem?
In database query.
Database queries.
That's what it is meant. I mean, given the right red indication, right?
Yes, red indication. Because of its loading is taking consuming almost 19
Yes.
minutes, right? So the question
Yes.
is, okay, you immediately you saw that picture and you are saying, hey, there is a problem in the database query. So you have to either work with the database or Java component, the one which is calling. Simple. But the question is, how do you get to this picture? That is your work actually. How do we get to this picture? And that is your work. You need to set up. It's not like there's no post available which will tell you, okay, tell me this graph and tell me where is the problem, because we all see that problems immediately. The graph is available, we know that where is the problem, but how do we set up this? That is your work actually. Getting my points, all of you?
Yes, Rakesh.
Yes.
Yeah. So very internal. This is external image. This is internal image. Very good image. Please, this is your work. Please remember that. So what are the benefits of APM? I think more or less we understand some of the big keywords such as business continuity, reduced downtime, better end user experiences, greater customer satisfaction, higher productivity, decreased reliance on costly experts, greater innovations, reduce operational cost, higher Google ranking, of course, intangible benefits, and stuff like that. So next question is how to do APM then? Okay, I understood that what is APM. Why do we need it? I understood. What are the roles and responsibility? I understood. But the question is, how do we do that actually? How to do APM? So guys, there are two ways to obtain the data from the different sources. Okay, you have a sources. If you say sources means browser is a one source, network is another source, app server is another source, database server is another source, application is another source. So there's so many sources are there. Okay, so how do we contain? These are the internal app label sources. So the question is, how do you do that? How do we obtain the data? So I will get to know, okay, where is the problem? This image is clear, but how do we obtain the data? Which function call, and in between that, how much of time it has been taken? This is called trace. This is one trace. Where's my So here to here it is one trace, two trace, three trace, four trace. This whole things can be called as a transaction for the end user. So how do we reach to this point? How do we collect the data from the different endpoint, different applications and all? How do we do that? So there are two ways to do that: agent and agentless. And if you are thinking agent means Datadog agent, then you are wrong. If you're thinking agent means Neuralink infra agent, then you are wrong. If you're thinking Dynatrace one agent, then you are wrong. If you're thinking App Dynamics agent, then you are thinking wrong. So the agent here is having different definition, and I would like you to focus on it. So yes, agent and agentless, this is the way you can get the data, obtain the data for APM, and then you can see on the dashboard. Now, what is agent? So can you please read this here? Agent based solution. This is solution where you have a piece of software, mind it, piece of software or an agent. If you will inject within an application. Have I discussed this one somewhere? Some application need to be injected,
Yes.
instrumented, and all stuff like that. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stat SD.
Yes. Something similar, but both are different actually. So here we are getting the performance data, there we are getting the custom data. See the difference. Okay, so that's the difference between the stash D and here. There we get the custom data from the applications, but here we get the performance data from the end user. So here, what is the agent here? So agent is nothing but one code, one piece of code. Okay, and this code you have to run along with applications. Simple. I'm putting in a very simple way. So let's say if you have a Java, then jar file is a one package. This you have to run in the JVM. That's agent. So for Java jar file is agent. For .NET, some exe will be agent. For Python, py will be agent. Py will be agent. For PHP, there will be some PHP file will be agent. So agent is here in the APM is nothing but the piece of code, but which is running along with the application itself. And what exactly they are doing? They are reporting back the performance data to the some backend. Performance data. This agent is only for the performance. Are you understanding what I'm trying to say, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So this is the agent. Okay. So you know what? This agent will give you very good metrics actually, because this agent will read each and every function call, each and every lines call from each other. So this will give you very nice data like this, like this. But there is a drawbacks for this. What is the drawbacks? It will consume your CPU and RAM. Okay, so that's a drawback. Now there is another agent which we have, which is called agentless. So agentless means you don't have to install any agent. Then what to do? So basically you are, because it's application, right? So span on the port, network IP address and port, and whatever the response you get it from that, you are taking some decisions based on that. But here, spanning on the port, what is the drawbacks then? When you span on the network and port, what is the drawbacks? It's very fast, but there is a drawbacks. Hello? What is the drawbacks? Think about it, guys.
The data could be much lesser.
Internal data, we won't get it. See, you want this data, you have to get, this is inside the code, inside the runtime. So what data how do you get it? You have to install the agent. But if you want this data between the two endpoints, what is the response time between the network? You are spanning the network, and then for this you can try agentless. So agentless is something like spanning on the port number. It's like a pinging on the port number or something like that. Getting my points, all of you. You will not get internal data, internal call. This method is calling another method. This method is calling another method. Those data you won't get it. From outside you get it. This is called synthetic monitoring or RAM monitoring also. Make sense, all of you?
Yes.
Yeah. So which one you want? You want the rich data? Install the agent. You don't want the rich data. You want at the network level data. Then agentless. And for the agentless, there's so many utilities are there. So many utilities. One of the open source utility you know that is a JMeter. I think someone was talking about. I don't remember who was talking about, but someone was talking JMeter. Have you used it? JMeter. Ping is one of the basic utility. Ping. Curl is also you can use it basic utility, but there's so many advanced tools out there. So agentless based solutions. So yes, the question was okay, how do we get the how to obtain the APM data, agent and agentless. For agent, you have to embed some application, some code inside a runtime. Agentless network call, that's all, spanning the port and all. Very simple. So what are the things you have to do for application performance? So yes, you have to collect the data, you have to store the data, you have to check means explore the data, stream. What is stream? Anyone have idea what is a stream? Any guesses also? So stream.
Movement of the data.
See what happens. You get the raw data, and but sometimes human cannot understand the raw data. So if you send this data to your manager, they'll say, "Hey, what is this? What you are giving to me?" When I say data, that means matrices I'm talking about. Okay, matrices. So what you are giving to me? How do I make out some sense out of it? I don't understand this data. Then that's where you create a pipeline or a stream. Both are same word. Okay. So what you do, you take the some metrics, do some mathematical formulas, and create some meaningful metrics like percentile or total average, minimum, maximum, blah 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 blah, stuff like that. And then this data you can present to the management, and they'll make sure okay, overall utilization of all the servers is 85% like that. Did you understand that? So this you process the data, transform the data. These are multiple keywords are there. Process the data, transform the data, or you can say filter the data. Whatever you want to call it is up to you. So that we hear in a stream. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes.
And then archive and query. Okay, so these are the things. So end goal of the APM is simple. You want the automatic reports, you want the alerts, you want the warning signals. Warning signals of what? So when the response time of your transaction start increasing, red flags are waved. When the transactions start falling, the developer already knows of the issues because of the APM team has already reported on the trending data. So this is a goal of APM. So now the question is, okay, fine, you understand what is APM, how to do APM, why we have to do APM, and some of the practices and blah, blah things. But the question is, okay, which tools to select? How do I know which tool is good for me, my project? Let me tell you here, guys, according to my experience, I don't see there is a best tool for any solutions. I don't see. Many people, they search for the best tool for this, best tool for that. There's no as such best tool. Okay, because every tools nowadays is changing in 1 year. So by the time you take up a call implementing and doing the POC and stuff like that, you have a new tool in the market which people are talking about, and they are saying, hey, now the best tool is become this one. So how do you select the DPM tool? Because in the market there are more than 20 solutions are there, though I don't know all 20. I know some of the major one. So there are 20 solutions are there for APM, for application performance management. But how do you know which is good for me or not good for you? Simple.
Which is the language we are using?
Which one?
Which is the language? The first one language support.
Yes. So while selecting the APM, you first ask whether my programming language, I have a product in Ruby, let's say, or Python, is it supported or not? If not supported, take it out. Whether it's familiar, that my developers are familiar with or not. Whether it's ease of huge setup, diagnose and fix or not, that tool, or is it very complex? Are we having supports, integration supports, such as I want the reports on the HipChat, Slack, Jira, GitHub, Chef, Puppet, Ansible, or is it pocket friendly or not? So these are the basic APM selection criteria, and then you select this, your APM tool. So now the question is, what are the tools you may select? These are the popular one. You have New Relic, App Dynamics, Signal FX. Earlier it used to be Signal FS, now it's a Splunk APM. Okay, Elastic APM, Stakify Retrace APM, and Datadog. Apart from that, there's so many other tools are also there, but these are the major one. As per my experience, the leader in APM is New Relic. Datadog was leader in infra monitoring. Later on, they added the APM features and logging features and all stuff like that. So one of the tools I'll teach you as of this. So which are the challenges with APM? So these challenges you have to experience it. So simple challenges are very known. Earlier we used to run the production in a very lightweight server. That means physical servers, one application, 3 large server, one database, one data center. But now you have a container. This 150 containers actually is not true. 50 containers you run for the hardly 500, 600 users per minute or something like that. You may have a 5,000 containers actually. 4 services, again, if you're on microservices, you may have hundreds of microservices. 10 small stints, I'm just giving you for visualizations, but yeah, it can be thousands. Multiple database, multiple cloud, multiple deployments per day. So this is the complexity which is growing in this software development. Now everyone has the different priority. Your engineers want to know, your developers want to know, hey, I want to know error rate of my Java application. I don't want to bother something else. But your VP is talking about, hey, I want to know the spends. That means how much of the cost for the AWS in this particular region, which I have to pay. The developers wants to know whether the Rails applications is failing, slowing, or what exactly. And SRE team wants to do, they want to improve the deployment experience and stuff like that. So everyone has a different priorities. So operations, backend and front end, how do you unite them together? So operations wants to focus on infrastructure matrices. Backend wants to focus on the application matrices, logs, logs, and front-end team wants to focus on the traces. So how do you create one common platform so these all people can come together and work? And that platform you have to select it as part of it. Which solution? It can be Datadog, it can be New Relic, it can be any other tools also. So guys, so all of you, did you understand about the APM concept at a large, at a high level, all of you?
Yes.
Okay, so last time we did the infra, now we are doing APM. After that, I'll do the logs. After that, I'll do synthetic. After that, I'll do the RM, and that is how we'll set up the observability. And at the end of it, we'll do the alerting and dashboard. So yes, now when you wants to get into the APM, then of course you have to learn some of the terminologies. And I assume that most of the terminologies are easy to understand if you have that context in place. Okay, so that is stuff. So what is the number of users? Number of users per minute or per second on my website. So my website name is DevOps School, and number of users, the traffic which I'm getting per minute, maybe 500, 600 people per minute. But Amazon.com, they have millions of people, right? Flipkart.com, millions of people. SDFC, ICICI, they have millions of people. So do you have that record? Through APM, you want to know how many numbers of users total is on my website today now, per minute, per second, per hour, per day, per week, per month. Do you have that state? So you should get through APM website. Comfortable, guys, this matrix? Hits per second. I think the moment you read it, you'll understand that what is a hits per second. So my website is running. I want to know how many hits per second we are having it. See, hits and number of users are different metrics, mind it. Anyone would like to tell me how is different? Hits plus user.
A single user can hit n number of times.
Wonderful, yes. So remember that. How many errors per second you are having? Errors means first of all how do we define errors? Anyone would like to tell me in the layman word? How do you know if it is error or successful request?
And whatever we type, like say we type Google, if the page is not displayed, then it is an error.
But technical word actually I want to know. How do I know some request is error or not error? I know that all of you know that. I know that all of you know that. So tell me if you don't know this.
Yeah, 404 error, page not found.
Correct, na?
Yes.
You all know that. So something 2x success, 3x, 4x, 5x we have. So yeah, see here, this is a good image. Got it right, all of you?
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the, let me bring this opportunity to update this. Life is very, yeah, I think more it will be useful for you. Okay. So now you know errors per second also. So these are the terminology which you use in the APM world. Response time. What do you think? You understand, right? Hello? All of you?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes, please. Yes, response time. So guys, there is a lots of tricks here. I want to share with you about the response time. So please understand this. Response time can be defined in a multiple ways actually. And when you start working with the application, then you'll understand. So this is me. I have a little bit big stomach, so I'll create two leg, two hand, and this is my laptop. Okay, and now I hit www.devopschool.com, and here this request travel to ISPs to DNS server. From DNS server, it's going to the load balancing server. From the load balancing server, it transferred to the one of the pool of the resources, which is I'm just showing at the high level, okay, not complicating it. So this is a SOA, not microservices concept, because microservices again too much of discussion is allowed. One instance, two instance, three instance, four instance, five instance, six instance. Again here also you have a load balancer. So this is a web server to app server. Here also you have a multiple instance, one instance, two instance, three instance. Again you have a load balancer, internal load balancer, and then you have a database layer. And this is one instance, two instance. This is the SOA which I'm trying to depict. Understood all of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So the traffic is traveling from here. Let me change the color. Which color I should use it? Yeah. So traffic is covered here, then from here to here, from here to here, and then response gets generated. So now the what is the response time? So it depends on the context actually. So if you want to know the response time at the load balancer level, then you have to calculate this one and this one. Okay. But if you want the overall response time, then you have to calculate this one also and this one also. Are you understanding? All of you? Hello? Yeah. Now
Yes. Yes.
this
Yes.
is the application server, okay? And this application server, I'm drawing the picture here. Simple picture I'm drawing. And here, this is the function call 1, calling the function call 2, calling the function call 3, and calling the function call 4. To generate a response, probably you are having 4 functions. So this will call here, then this will call here, and this will call here, and finally the response will be generated. So this is also will be counted now. You know, So this is the response time, let's say 1 millisecond, 2 milliseconds, and 5 milliseconds. So this is internal. This information, you can get it only through the APM agent based installations. But this and this and this and this you can get through the agentless also. Understanding, right? All of you?
Can you repeat this? I mean, the one you just
See, in a one software, this VM is running, right? And this
right.
big picture I have created, and this is your application. In application, you'll have a multiple function and classes, right? One
Absolutely.
each and everything will call each other, right? So you want to know
Yes.
between the function one and function two, what was the response time?
Right.
And function 2 to function 3 also what was the response time. So this kind level of information you can get it only through the agent. If Datadog agent is running in the, or Neuralink agent, APM agent is running in this, then only you'll get it, else you'll not get it. Understand?
Yes.
So this is the network level, you can get it from the agentless, but for internal response time you need to have agent, APM agent. So that's a, both are needed actually, both are needed to get a overall response time. So yes, please remember that response time, you have to set the context, which context, from where to where the response time you want to gather, overall or only application or function based, class based, between the two microservices and all this stuff like that. So this we call it, you know what, this is called complete transaction, whole full transaction. And this you can call it also trace. That's the reason. Remember the fundamental pillar of observability is trace monitoring. So I want to know the trace between this, between this, between this, between this, between this. All these are traces. One trace combined together and it become one transactions. Slowly you will get into this. So are you all comfortable with the response time concept?
Yes, Rajesh.
Yes. Latency. Latency, I think this keyword you must have been discussing almost every day in your software career. Hey guys, dude, latency is very high, latency is very low. So something like that. So the measurement of how long it takes from just before sending the request to just after receiving the first response, part of the response time KPI, is a part of the response time KPI is called latency. Latency helps us to measure and understand the inherent network delays during the transmission of the data from the client and server. Client is your browser, server it can be your the server which you host for the applications. Connect time. So connect time, not too much of focused things you'll have to do. Sometime you want to know that SSL handshakes, how much time it takes. So basically, you know what happens when you hit the www.devopschool.com. Let's say put it in this way. Let's go to the devopschool.com, and if you see, if you notice here, this is HTTPS actually. So this is HTTPS. So for connecting, this certificate has to be validated, correct? So connect time will measure the time which is required for SSL handshakes. This is also one part of testing actually. Okay, so some SSL handshakes is fast, some SSL handshakes is slow. You will finalize, you know, over the period of time, which is good, which is not good. So like that. How much bytes you exchange during this request and response. The measurement of the average bandwidth consumption that is generated by the test per second is called bytes per second, or throughput in simple way. This measures the amount of data flowing to and from the server. Isolating the KPI is important for ensuring the network interface controllers are performing properly. So byte exchange, what you have when you request, you get a byte exchange, correct? You can see in the browser also. Let me show you. And see www.devopschool.com and /blog. Okay, so this is the one, and I'll go for inspect, and here you see lots of data you get it here. So elements, console, sources, network, and refresh this URL. See here. So where is a bytes? Anyone saw that? Size, it's coming actually. See here. Okay, see here, this is a throughput. Understood? Guys?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah, so this is the bytes per second, this one. Okay, so now standard deviations. Okay, now slowly we'll get into the mathematics also. So these are the binary mathematics I think we have studied in college time. So this is a standard deviations. So standard deviation is a measure of dispersion with respect to the average, how much the values vary with respect to their average and how far apart they are. So see, standard deviation means overall at the APM world, the request response time uh, is uh, is coming under the some average category, average bracket. So you want to know how many totals, request or percentage of request is going far than the average response time. So that's called average standard deviations. So there's a algorithms which you have which you need to understand. Percentile. So percentile, which I don't think so I have to teach you percentile. So who's going to teach me percentile? Because I think except me, all of you must be from CBSE board. So I'm damn sure about it. So tell me, who's going to tell me percentile? Because in my board there was no percentile concept. You have to passing marks. You have to get this number and then pass it. But for you guys, CBSE board, I think they have a percentile concept. So how do you measure that? What is a percentile?
Rajesh,
Yes.
uh, uh, I think if I have 90 percentile and if I can calculate that we have 100% total, so I can understand that uh, uh, in front of me there is 10 more percent.
Hmm. Yeah, something
So
like that. Yes. Anyone would like to add some other inputs on top of it? You guys, less participants. Yeah. So guys, here in the CBSE board, we had a percentile. That means each one of us student was like one request, you can say. So in the APM world, you have millions of requests. Each request you can consider as one student. So then somebody will ask me, means my manager came to me and saying, "Hey Rajesh, can you tell me for your website what is a P90?" That means what are the response time, minimum response time, or sorry, maximum response time for the minimum request response time for the 90% of the traffic, which I'll just show you one more table here. So 90 percentile, 95 percentile, 50 percentile, 75 percentile. So this is the percentile. So you have to understand that overall traffic, how many total people are in what percentile bracket, how do you calculate? So this is we have to understand in some time. So average, we understand what is average response time in 1 minute for thousands of requests. It's very simple to get it, right? So average response time and stuff like that. What is a transaction trace? This percentile, I'll just come in 5 minutes more. I have a few more slides on it. So what is a transaction trace? Transaction trace. What is that? So transaction, I told you, right? Here, transaction means everything. Everything. But trace means this one trace, 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 like that. So here, performance monitoring uses traces to collect the data about their processes. A trace is a report that contains data capture between 2 points in time in your app. The collected performance data for each trace are called matrices and vary depending on the type of trace. So here, a single trace will usually follow the transaction from the starter to finish. Okay, so this is the RPS call in a technical world. So here you see that there is a one nice lady. She's hitting the application and then she got the results. Now, do you know when she hit the applications, what were the traffic traveled, what was the request traveled through the various applications. Look at this here. So you have to install agent everywhere. So here you look at this image. So her request, when she hit the applications, her request has traveled from some of the Node.js services, some Java applications, some PHP, some external services, some Ruby services, and everywhere, please look at this image. Everywhere there is a APM installed for capturing the traces. So for her, the entire thing will become one transaction. But for you, I want to know that what was the trace experience for the Node.js, PHP services, external services, Java application or Ruby applications. So who will report that data to me? Agent will report, and then with the one same will set it up ourselves together. Are you understanding, all of you? Hello?
Yeah, Rajesh.
Yeah. So this is the transaction traces. This is the monolithic applications, by the way. So yes. So now the question is, which are the tools we have available for APM? So I just said already, these are the extensive list of it, and many other tools are there like Scout, Scatify, TraceView, and many other Site 24/7 and stuff like that. Now, what is AppDex score? This I'll skip it for time being, because once we set up, then I'll talk about what is AppDex score. But I want to talk about percentile. So I have a very beautiful um, slide, and this we will work together. Okay, so I would like you to look at this data, this table. So there is a latency, which is the response time in 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here number of requests. That means here this table depicts, okay, so the how many total request has got response time of 1 second, or how many total requests we got at 2 second, and so on. So are you able to understand this table? All of you. And I'm going to ask random questions to anyone actually. So please take this table seriously. If you are not able to understand, ask me. I will explain you a little bit more better way. All of you? Okay, so now I'm going to ask a question to Deepak. Hey Deepak, please tell me what is
Hey, Rajesh, I'm sorry, but for the last 5 minutes I was on a call, so
okay,
I
okay,
have to be there. Okay.
okay, no problem. Hari, are you ready? Sorry, Harish.
Yes.
Harish, okay. So tell me that this is the table, this is the matrix, this is the data you have. Tell me that if your manager asks you, hey Harish, what is the response time for the P99? Then what you say? I repeat, what would be the response time? What is the response time for P99? What would you say? This is the percentile rules actually.
Response time would be
P99. Okay, passing to the Jaya. Jaya,
1%.
no, no. Jaya. Okay, Bhagya. Okay, ladies first. Yeah, that's a good rule, right? Bhagya, Nandini. No? Okay, so open question now. Who's going to tell me what is a P99?
3 seconds.
What is it? What you said?
3.
The logic, tell me. I said what is the P99 score, percentile P99. So how come you decide it should be 3? And I want you to look at this latency, this percentile. It's a very important concept, guys. If you don't understand now, when I show you the graph, then you'll say, Rajesh, how to understand this? How to understand? So I'm making you this formula understandable. Then I'll show you the graph also. So anyone who's going to volunteer?
4 seconds.
No, I said P99. That means what is a percentile? That means I'm putting up what are the minimum latency time for 99% of my request. Minimum. So here 99, you see that 5 plus 5 plus 10 plus 40 plus 20 plus 15 plus 4 is your 99 percentile, 99 users, and 99 users are getting the response time under the 7 second. That means if I'll say my manager, hey, P99 is 7 second. Now how I'll calculate it, please look at it, you will understand this very simple picture. Okay, all of you understood, then I will ask the next question.
Okay.
Okay, Roj, can you tell me what is a, yeah, tell me. Yeah, Roj, can you tell me what is the P95, not 99? I say percentile 95. What is that?
Uh, can I tell it?
Yeah, please go ahead.
It's a simple
Six,
concept. I got it
six,
now. I mean, it's should be second, right? 6 second, right?
6 second, yes.
second.
6 second.
Yes.
So this is at 100 requests only. But you know what, guys? We'll have in real time millions of requests. And in that case, we want to know, okay, so P50, P75, P60, P95. So why we are counting this one, first of all? You know, when I say P99 7 second, that means your job is to know why this 1% of total traffic is having latency 1 second. That is your job actually. So if your manager is saying, okay, I want to know P70, okay, P70 in that, let's say 5, 5, 10, 20, 20, 40, 60, 80. So if your manager is saying 80, then you will say 5 seconds. Then okay, they will say, okay, do one thing, find out rest 20% why their response time is more than 5 seconds. Because here P60, P80 is a 5 second. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yeah, it's the total number of
Yes.
requests, right?
Yes, yes, yes. So now you need to know why this 15% of the people are getting the response time 6 seconds, 4% of the 7%, and 1% is 8 seconds. You need to know, that's your work actually. What is the work in this? These are the work actually for you. Understand this matrix and find out the culprit which is causing the problem of the 50%. I mean 15 plus 4 plus 1, 20% people are having the response time between the range of 6 to 8%. All of you are understanding this, right? So this is
Yes.
the important matrix in
Yes.
APM. So you will be called P50, P60, P75, P90, P95, P99, and you should understand immediately. And then your action item is, if P99 your benchmark, then why this 1% of the people are getting the response time more than the other 99% of the people? You have to find out the root cause for it. You have to fix it. You have to create an incident and you have to work on it. So I hope the percentile concept, at least little bit of clarity we got it.
Yes.
But Rajesh, this is not the standard template, right?
No, this is just for the understanding the percentile concept.
Okay.
I will yeah,
Okay, Rajesh.
yeah. Okay, so this is a percentile concept. So 99 percentile you understand, 95th you understand, 90th you understand, and this kind of graphs you'll see that when you start implementing the any tools like Datadog, Neural Lake, and stuff like that, then you'll see this are the graph. So here you see that the P50 is the P15 is 163.58 millisecond. Oh, sorry, microsecond. This sign is microsecond. So this is a kind of things, and this is the milliseconds actually. So here it is. Okay, so this kind of table graph you see, and then you will find out, okay, my overall people, 90% of the people are satisfied under this category, 90% of the people are satisfied under this category. So what about 10%? What about the 5%? What is the remaining 1%? Why they are not satisfied? You have to find out the root cause for it and stuff like that. Okay, so this is the stuff. There's few things more you have to understand. So now few concept I'm leaving it because if I cover too much of concept, you'll get lost. So few things I'll leave it for the you know different session forecasting. So yes, we have to understand the abdex table. You have to understand that forecasting anomalies. You have to understand outliers concept. There's a multiple algorithms you have for this derivative. You have to understand these all are mathematics formula and stuff like that. Okay, so these are the things which we'll do that discussion in the next session. Okay, so my questions to all of you is very simple. I wanted you to understand what is APM. What is APM? Why do we need APM? How to do APM? How to do APM? Okay, how to do APM? Okay, how to do APM? And then few of the concept like what is percentile? What is trace? What is transaction? And all few other concept also we discuss. Are you comfortable with it? All of you. Are you comfortable with it?
Along with that, you can access our other tutorials such as Docker, Ansible, Jenkins, Terraform, Splunk, AWS, Azure, and various other DevOps related premium tutorials with our channel membership. If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@devopschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. To get our channel membership, click onto the join button, select the $399 plan and grow your skills immensely. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.
Hello everyone, if you would like to access the remaining videos of this playlist of 50 plus more tools which are coming under DevOps, DevSecOps, SRE, DataOps, GitOps, etc. Kindly become our channel members by clicking on the joining button. You would have access to 100s of playlists and 1000s of videos lifetime access with this membership. Enjoy.